Hey guys, welcome. Everybody knows this is a business opportunity, right? Yay! Hopefully, it's a fun one. Before we get started, a little bit about me and my family. My parents are legends in this industry. They're recognized as $20 million a year earners in this company. They've built one of the largest networks in the history of networking. I myself got involved in this business about 7 years ago, and it took me 2 years to build myself to basically the highest level executive you can be in this company. Um, I am what's called a team elite executive in this business, which is the top 1% of this company worldwide. We're in 53 countries. And they call me the new generation because I'm one of the youngest guys in this business that's created the wealth and the network that I have and taught it to other people around the world. So I just share all of that with you guys so you know that you're getting this information from a really good source. Yeah. And what I really like to do with this business is what was done with me. I really see this business as a vehicle, as a business model that I use to get what I want. And I like to show other people the same thing. Yeah, it's really just a business model and a way of plugging into it. And, you know, the whole reason I even ended up in a business like this was kind of a funny story. I grew up kind of with everything you could ever imagine and as much of it as you wanted. And then I went to NYU for university. And as a graduation present, my parents, they cut me off. And I was like, shit, it was the first time I had to work and I really hated it. So I ended up doing a lot of different things. I ended up in fitness and I was very successful in fitness. I was a life coach for Self Magazine. I was training over 3,000 personal trainers in North America how to be personal trainers. I had private distribution of supplements through Vitamin Shop and GNC. But when I didn't work, I didn't get paid. And if I wanted to make more money, I had to work more hours. Sound familiar? So I ended up in this. And one of the reasons is because I found that most people that actually had a lot of money, they didn't really have that much time. And contrary to that, those that had time, they really didn't have that much money because they weren't doing anything. Yeah. And this business ended up giving me time and money. And to me, that equals freedom. And I'm 32 years old. To have that at 32 is awesome. So, what you're looking at right now are a list of reasons why people typically start something new in life or add something additional to their life. It's basic drivers of human behavior, right? So I always start this by asking everybody, you know, what motivates you? You know, why would you start something new? What would motivate you to do something else or add something extra to your life or whatever? For me at the time when I was asked this and shown this, it was number two, financial freedom, right? So if that's what it is for you, awesome. It's honestly always a combination of these things. Um, but I say pick the one that's the most important. And if it's financial freedom, awesome. But what does that mean? You know, does that mean like an extra $5,000 a month so you don't have to worry about the bills so much, or is that like an extra $100,000 a month so you can party with Puff Daddy all day? You know, you tell me. Um, and what really motivated me to get involved in this business were two things. First was when I was asked, Jonathan, you know, are you on track? If you project yourself 5 years into the future from today, doing what you're currently doing, are you on track to having the kind of time, the kind of money, and the quality of life with the people that you truly care about? Because if not, we have to make a change, right? It's that principle of insanity. If I do the same thing day after day and expect something different, I'm crazy. And then the second thing that really got me was when I saw this. This is known as the 80-20 rule or the top 2% rule. They talk about it in the like Secrets of Success books and things like that, where basically 80% of the people on the planet do 20% of the work, right? And 20% of the people on the planet do 80% of the work. But it's only the top 2% of any industry, whether you're a doctor, a lawyer, or whatever it is that you do. It's only the top 2% that actually are at the top of the industry. It's only the top 1% of the entire world's population that makes over $1 million a year. Can you believe that? It is crazy. And they say this that there's basically something that these top 2% have learned that 98% of the population hasn't learned. And uh, basically what that is that 98% of the people, they trade time for money, right? That's their mechanism for making money. They trade their time for their money. Basically, we're conditioned to go to school, go to college, get a job, and work however many hours a week for our salary or hourly wages. So then we can retire and then finally do everything that we really want to do, right? And that's what most people know as the way to make a living. And then they say that there's something the top 2% have learned, which is called the mechanics of wealth. And the mechanics of wealth can basically be defined as this. It's basically if I offer someone the opportunity to be productive, because I've offered them that opportunity to be productive, I then get a cornerstone of that productivity. And it's really how all wealth in this world is created today. There are very few people on this planet that can generate wealth based on their own skill sets, talents, or abilities, right? And this business actually uses that mechanism. Normally, the only businesses that were actually able to use that mechanism was if you had tremendous amount of capital or were the CEO of the company, where you would offer people the opportunity to be productive by hiring them. And because you hired them and gave them employment, well, because you're the CEO or whatever, you get the most money, right? But in this business, everybody's their own CEO, which is awesome. So you guys have all heard of this company before, I'm sure. It's been around for 30 years. But I say this, whatever you've heard of this, whatever you think you might know about this, leave it at the door. Because I promise you, I know more. I grew up in this business and I've gone and done it for myself. And at the very least, we'll learn some new things and have a good time, hopefully. Yeah. So what's the name of the company? The company's called Nu Skin. Nu Skin, it's been around for 30 years. We are publicly traded on the New York Stock Exchange. Our ticker's NUS. We were actually just highlighted in Investor Business Daily about a week ago as one of the top 5 fastest growing companies in the world today, amongst the likes of Facebook and Google and stuff like that. We are in the top 5 fastest growing companies in the world today because in 2009, we had the biggest breakthrough in anti-aging history. In 2010, we won a Stevie's Award for being the most innovative company in North America. There has been tremendous media surrounding this breakthrough. And I always say, this might be the first time you're hearing of this today. It doesn't mean it's not happening. It is happening in a very big way. And I mean, the Discovery Channel in last December did a 45-minute feature on Nu Skin and our ageLOC technology, because we are the innovators, and basically own the Rosetta Stone to all of the database for life sciences in the world today. And the reason this has come to be is Nu Skin has been around for 30 years, but there's a company called LifeGen Technologies, and they are the leaders in the Human Genome Research Project. They are Nobel Prize winning scientists that basically mapped where all of the genes are in the body, found out what those genes did, and most importantly, how to influence those genes. Okay, it took them 30 years to do this. They finished it in 2008. In 2009, Nu Skin exclusively partnered with this company, and then in 2011, we actually purchased LifeGen Technologies. So I always say this: if you guys want a competitive advantage in one of the biggest business spaces in the world today, you have it, because our science is patented. There are 18 patents on this science, and now we own the company that created the science. So we're not going to sell it to anybody else. But just to explain this a little bit more in depth to you, I'm going to play a short video so you don't have to take my word for it, right? And I play this video for a couple of reasons. One, to illustrate to you that when you get involved in this business, you can do it today. You can do it right now. Yeah. You don't have to learn anything. You don't have to memorize anything. All of this information has been pre-recorded for you in several different languages, and you can share this information for anybody that, sees opportunity and is willing to capitalize on it. And the second reason I play this is, as you listen to this information, I want you to think about the reason why you would do something, and then think about how you can use this information you're about to hear to get that thing, if you can. All right. So,
as we look into the future, its promises and challenges, we're facing a brave new world and will experience more change at a quicker rate than any previous generation. The digital revolution has sparked a new age in human history. Think about this. Today, a fruit stand in Mumbai has access to more information than the President of the United States did just a few decades ago. In just one generation, we've gone from virtually no access to the ability to access unlimited information. Of all the new game-changing developments that are happening, the advances in health will be among the most significant. We all want to live well and live young. New information and technology are opening doors to explaining how we age, and the answer lies in our genes. When the Human Genome Project was completed, it was like opening a door to a secret library of books, a library that contains all the knowledge about the human body. For the first time in history, we've gained access to the books of life, the genetic codes that make us who we are. And this puts our abilities and potentials in a whole new perspective. What your mother used to say is true. You are what you eat, and every choice you make has a positive or negative impact on how you age. We just really didn't understand how much until now. A group of scientists from LifeGen Technologies are leading the way into this new frontier. Their findings were recently featured in the Discovery Channel documentary, DNA, The Next Wave. Their research has allowed them to construct an extensive gene expression database on aging. It's the only one of its kind. LifeGen is discovering the genes associated with aging using patent-pending gene expression profiling. They can measure and prove how your choices, the products and ingredients you use, can impact how you age. The first company to truly understand the value of this game changer for the anti-aging industry was Nu Skin Enterprises, a science-based company that started in 1984. In 2011, Nu Skin acquired LifeGen, and the next generation of anti-aging solutions was born. From the outside to the inside, this technology uses the best of nutrition and science to positively impact how you age on a genetic level. They continue to break ground with a product line that answers a global problem: weight. In October 2013, Nu Skin releases the first ever genetic-based weight management program. Today, you don't really know the impact of the choices you make. The results can be almost unpredictable. We are only scratching the surface of what can be achieved. In the near future, you'll see traditional anti-aging products being overtaken by highly personalized products, customized to your own gene profile. Technologies that matter have the potential to dramatically change the status quo. They can transform how people live and work and create new opportunities. This industry is transforming right in front of our eyes at an extremely fast pace. Today, it's $1 billion industry, and soon it will be $1 trillion. Not because of the products you know today, but because of solutions that will be offered based on new genetic science. New York Times financial writers have predicted that this new growing industry will dwarf the biggest companies of today. Nu Skin continues to invest in research, develop new products, and are positioned to lead the way. There's a business opportunity connected to this. If you're willing to work and have a drive and desire, this will allow you to take part in the growth and own your share of the result as the company goes from small to big.
Okay, so what do we got? We have a super class of anti-aging products. Keep in mind that Nu Skin has over 300 products in their catalog, okay? We are equally personal care as we are nutritionals. And what I mean by that is like we have protein shakes and bars, as well as supplements like multivitamins, all sorts of things like that, along with personal care things like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, basic sorts of things, and now the cutting edge in anti-aging and weight management at the genetic level, okay? So just some of the new stuff so you guys can see it. This is the Galvanic Spa. Maybe you guys have seen this or not. They call it the smallest wrinkle iron in the world. It's basically irons out the wrinkles on your face. It gives you the same results as Botox without injecting a disease into your face. And it's funny, I was reading in Business Weekly the other day that 18% of men under the age of 28 are going and getting Botox, and they call it Brotox. Yeah, people care about this stuff, man. And this is a woman in my organization in Spain in her 60s. She used this device for 1 month every other day, and these are her results. There's tons of user uploaded photos online that you can see for yourself. It's really, really rather wild. And I say this, if you think there's anyone else in the world that would like results like this, do this business. Yeah. This is the ageLOC Transformation Kit. It's a skincare system. It will change your skin 8 ways in 7 days, or you get your money back. In a third-party clinical trial done by Stanford University, there were 25 subjects in the trial. 100% of them showed improvements in 2 or more signs of aging in only 7 days. Because of that, today Nu Skin offers what's called an age lock guarantee that says, look, you guys need confidence that we are not full of it. So, this a lot of this sounds way too good to be true. So try it. If it doesn't work, you get your money back. We are the only company in this industry that does that. Now, how many of you guys know anybody that would like to have more energy? Everybody, right? Yay. I love it when I'm in a room full of people and the hands like sluggishly go up. My mom would always look at me and be like, not you. Yeah. Um, but it's funny when this came out, I actually didn't want much to do with it because when I was in fitness, I was sponsored by energy drinks like Red Bull. And when this came out, I didn't want chemicals. I didn't want caffeine. I didn't want the stimulants. I didn't want the crash. Um, you know, and I ended up finding out that this is actually all natural. It's a patented blend of pomegranate, ginseng, and a cordyceps mushroom. And what it does is it resets and restores the mitochondria inside your cells. Okay, that's important because a little biology for you. Mitochondria convert our food into energy. And what sucks about them is as we get older, we lose them. The amount and the efficiency of them decline dramatically. So by resetting and restoring them, first and foremost, I reset your metabolism, right? Because you're converting more of your food into energy naturally throughout the day. So you're burning more calories naturally. Also, mitochondria are mostly located in the brain, the heart, and in the muscle tissue. So in the brain, your synapses fire better, you get more concentration. In the heart, you pump out more ATP and nitrogen through the blood, so you get more physical energy and sexual energy, and you feel it. And in the muscle, your muscle repairs itself faster. Okay. Um, this is one of the last product things I'll share with you. This is one of those wrinkle irons for the face, except it's for the body. And I shared this one with you guys in particular because today, in today's business world at Nu Skin, we operate on a limited time offer basis, okay, which gives people time to put a network in place for a product launch. And it's proven very, very successful. This was one of the first things that we did it with. And when we did it, we sold over $100 million of this in one day. If we would have had more of it, we would have sold it all. Okay. Um, and on that day, some of the biggest checks ever written at Nu Skin were written for that day. One woman got a check for $1.2 million just for that day. It's crazy. So it's a very successful business model. However, what does this do? Basically, it's a wrinkle iron for the body, but it's 10 times more powerful than the one for the face. So do not use it on your face. But if you do, send me a picture. I'm kidding. But it will smooth out all cellulite and tighten skin in 8 weeks, 3 treatments a week, or again, you get your money back, right? I encourage all of you, go on YouTube, search body galvanic results. Your mind will be blown. You cannot Photoshop a video. Some of the people that got their hands on this device when it was first launched tried it on half their body because if it doesn't work, you get your money back, right? And it sounds too good to be true. And the results that they had are unbelievable. It does phenomenal things for cellulite, stretch marks, and baby belly, right? Or beer belly, whatever. So that being said, the whole idea is this, guys. We are all natural, okay? We are not drugs. We are not medical devices. We are not HGH or CRG or gene manipulation. We are none of those things. And I'm telling you that so you guys can understand that we can't stop anybody from dying or anything like that, right? But I do like to think that what we can do is that we can make it so that you die a lot prettier. Yeah, which is inevitably what I think most people care about anyway. Anyways, and as much as I've just talked about some products, it's very, very important to remember that this is a business. It's an excellent business, and there's two different spaces in the business world. You can be in a red ocean business space, which is lots of sharks in the water feeding over very little fish. It's saturated, and you can be in blue ocean space where you're the only shark in the water. And that is where Nu Skin is today. It's completely blue ocean for us, and the reason for that is we are not some product. Okay, we are not some ingredient. No one can look at me today and say, Jonathan, this pill or this whatever has similar ingredients to your stuff, but I'm already using this, or this stuff is cheaper, or whatever. Because the age lock science is an excellent, excellent science. If you guys can wrap your heads, what we do with age lock is that we can identify, target, and reset genes back to their youthful state. And because of that, if people want the results, that I talk about with ageLOC, they have to buy ageLOC. And it is so refreshing to be able to say that to somebody. Okay. And I get excited for new people because this literally is just the beginning. Um, so it's not so many of these businesses. There's about 200 companies using the business model that I'm going to share with you in a second. Start every year and they close within a couple of years, right? Nu Skin has stood the test of time. We're publicly traded. It's not going anywhere, and you can predict exactly what is going to happen with Nu Skin today. We're publicly traded. We have to release numbers and plans to our shareholders, and you know exactly what is going to happen. Okay, so it's not a question in the Nu Skin business today of can I make money? Is there opportunity here? Blah 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 blah. There's not that question here because you know exactly what is going to happen. The only question is who is going to stand up on their feet, put a network in place to capitalize on what is happening here in this business today. That's it. I mean, for example, I'm about to tell you a little bit about this weight management program that we just released. This just happened in October. It's been our biggest product launch in the history of our product launches. We sold over $400 million of this product in one day. I personally have a guy in my organization in Europe, out of Spain, whose check this month is for more than €500,000 for the volume that he moved in this LTO for that day. It's unbelievable what happened with this product launch. That being said, TR90, what is it? We just released it, so it's not going to be around again till April for everybody to get. If you got some, awesome. It's really a phenomenal thing. It starts with the jump start for 2 weeks to get your metabolism going. Then there's a fit supplement that basically regulates the hypothalamus in the brain. The hypothalamus triggers our cravings and our mood. And then there's a control supplement which regulates our blood sugar, which also controls our cravings, right? And then it also, depending on where you live, comes with protein bars or protein shakes. And it's a 90-day program. But the difference between TR90 and any other weight management program in the world today is that with TR90, we have human tests done and recorded at the genetic level with our gene chip technology that show that 100% of your lean muscle mass you keep as you lose weight, and that is unheard of. Normally, when you go on any sort of plan to burn fat or shape up or whatever, 40% of the weight that you lose will be lean muscle mass, which is detrimental to the body. Because lean muscle mass is responsible for keeping your metabolism high. As you lose lean muscle mass, you lose metabolism, you just inevitably get fatter, right? On this system, you are guaranteed to keep 100% of your lean muscle mass, which is awesome. Now, in terms of a business in Europe, these are European slides because that's where I just came back from. In America, the numbers are just bigger. 1 out of 5 people in America die from obesity. 1 out of 5. Can you imagine? It's ridiculous. So the numbers are bigger in America, but just check this out. In Europe, 107 billion euros are currently spent on weight management. And it's going to grow to 166 billion by 2015 at the minimum. All right. And these numbers just show you that what people are actively want this and consuming this on their own accord, right? It's not like we're trying to put a new need in the marketplace. And I didn't know this, but 1/3 of Europe is considered obese. Did you guys know that? This blew my mind when I saw this. 1/3 of Europe is considered obese. I mean, America is the fattest nation in the world, and I thought you guys were always super fit, but it's increasing over there, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on. It will increase by 10% over the next 10 years. So not only do people actually want stuff like this and are actively seeking weight management products on their own accord, there's actually a need in the marketplace for this, right? Because of obesity and type 2 diabetes, blah. And why is all this happening? Our calorie consumption has increased. Our activity level has gone down, right? And check this out. I mean, just through the aging process, after the age of 20 years old, our metabolism naturally declines by 2 to 3% year after year. That's why as we get older, it's harder to stay fit, right? Not to mention, if you've ever tried to do a diet or whatever, shape up, you've lost some of your muscle mass in that weight loss process. So when those two things happen, you just get fatter. That's why we have skinny fat people and fatter fat people, right? And it's just going to, 1 out of 5 every Europeans has tried to go on a diet at least once every 2 years. Now, check this out, guys. Nu Skin's in 53 countries, and we do about $2 billion in annual revenue. Okay, 2 billion, that's it. Now, if this in Europe alone is going to grow to over 156 billion euros by 2015, if I took 1%, just 1% of the existing weight management consumption in Europe, just 1%, I am going to grow the same size Nu Skin is today, just from taking 1% of the existing weight management thing in Europe alone. That's awesome. I tell people, listen, leave me in Europe long enough myself. I'll do it myself. You know what I mean? Just by having a superior product. I hate seeing when people, like stupid people get lucky, but in this business today, it's like you could legitimately do it. So what we were just highlighted in the Wall Street Journal as being called a social business model. This is one of the few businesses in the world today that's actually thriving. Why? Because you can enter into this business at any sort of price point, whatever works for you, and you have a partner, right? Nu Skin is your partner. They do all of the warehousing, all of the delivery. You order online, it gets shipped to your house within 2 to 3 days, right? They do all the accounts receivables, accounts payables. They write the checks on time. They handle all of that. All you have to do is open your mouth. And in the macroeconomic situation of the world today, being the way it is, that's an amazing opportunity. Not to mention, if you've ever owned your own business, you are in business internationally right away, which should mean a lot to you. But also, 53% of college graduates cannot get a job today. Um, I mean, in North America, I just heard this statistic that with the evolution of technology, in terms of like trucking, right? These trucks that deliver products to people, there are 5 million truck drivers. We've just had the Google car come out. And within the next 10 years, because of the Google car that can drive itself, the trucking industry will be obliterated. So those 5 million people are going to end up looking for something. And it's because of things like that that businesses like these are thriving. It's really an unbelievable time. In terms of our compensation, we pay the highest percentage of sales revenue and commissions of all of the companies in this industry. We have paid more than $8 billion in commissions today. We are on track to pay over $3 billion in commissions every year by 2015. And 90% of that growth that will occur will be from new people. New people. So there's tremendous opportunity in something like this today. We've got more than 700 millionaires in this company. No other company in this industry has more millionaires than Nu Skin has. And every 5 days, a brand new millionaire is created in Nu Skin. Every 5 days. And I shared, this is all public information. You can find it anywhere. But I share this with you so you understand that you didn't have to get in 20 years ago to make money. You didn't have to like get in at the top to make money. It's hilarious when people ask me that because there is no top in this business. Yeah, we all come in and start our own business. If there was a top, this business would be illegal, right? It's capped at 6 levels, and everybody has to do their own work, right? You are the CEO of your own company. So that means people that come in today can make more money than me, can make more money than my parents. It really happens. It's up to you and your network and what you choose to do in this business. So what do we do? Okay. In the old school ways of doing this business, you would go out and just sell a bunch of shit to your friends, right? How many of you want to do that? If you want to do that, well, I guess you could still do that, but you just give yourself another job, really. Me personally, when I got into this business, I wanted time and money and awesome stuff. And I couldn't fathom going door to door to sell a bunch of shit to my friends or like buying like thousands of dollars of product to keep in my house and invite people over for like a dinner party and like in the middle of the dinner party, wheel out some things and be like, hey man, buy my stuff, right? Like I'd rather die than do that. Or like be the guy in the locker room at the gym that's like, hey bro, you want to check out my skin creams? You know what I mean? Like it's just, I just couldn't do that. But I ended up finding out other people wanted similar things to what I wanted, and I could talk to them about that. And we focus on building a leadership network. Leaders like of people like you guys listening to this call that can see opportunity in a marketplace and can capitalize on it with a network. And we build a network of people and we plug into this as a business model. How do we get to use this as a business model? It's very simple. We all use and consume our own products. I don't care if you use a toothpaste. I don't care if you use the galvanic spot. I really don't care. Use what you want to use. All of you are already using shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, soap. At least I hope you are. Yeah. So instead of going to shop for that at like Neiman Marcus or wherever you do it, you shop online at Nu Skin. Why? You're using it already anyway, and it's better quality product, and you are all of a sudden not just on the consumption side of things. Would you like to just be on the spending money side of things, or would you like to be on the making money side of things? Imagine, what if you could actually make money on every Nike shoe that was like sold? You know what I mean? Like, would you just want to be on the spending money side of that, or on both sides? It's like that. Um, so, how do you get started in this business? Basically, all you have to do is create an account, become a registered user, and then you decide if you want to become what's called a strategic partner. If you want to be a strategic partner and build this business and qualify for the commissions that can be made, there are qualifications that are set up by Nu Skin. They have nothing to do with me, that you have to complete yourself. It's called going fast. If you're like me and you're like, I go big or I don't do anything and I'm all in, that's the sort of person that I am. Then you do what's called your LOI, right? You complete the qualification that allows you to get making money faster. You can earn 5% commission in this business or up to 20% commission. This is one of the qualifications that you complete to earn greater commissions, okay? It's basically a tester package. It's got a bunch of different products. You can actually pick what products that you want, and you use them yourself. Find out what you like, and then you order product every month after that for your house. Look around your house, find out what you're already spending money on, redirect it online at Nu Skin, have it sent to your house. It's literally that simple, okay? And check this out, guys. This also blows my mind about this particular opportunity at Nu Skin. We are one of the only companies that does this. Let's say you're curious about this business and you're thinking of people that would get involved in this and really do this with you. But you're concerned about the money, or you blah, 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 whatever. Check this out. You could technically complete this qualification, get this product, and if you don't open it, right, 12 months later, if you haven't opened any product, you could send all of that product back to Nu Skin and get 90% of your money back. That's on the website. I mean, it's crazy. There is, in my opinion, zero risk in this business today. Zero. Because the worst case scenario, you sign up, you try to put people in, they're all like, no, I don't want to do this. And you send your product back and get your money back. That's real. The only thing you risk, in my opinion, in this business is you not signing up, having your friends hear about it from somebody else, and watching your friends make money when it all could have been with you first, right? So what do? This is the game plan. This is how we start. Okay, baby steps. It starts part-time, right? When I got into this business, I was working 70 hours a week in fitness. I only could add about 4 to 5 hours a week to this. So it starts like this. If you can do more, you can do more. Awesome. But this is the game plan. In your first month, you create your account, you become a registered user, you decide how you want to start. Either for the 1,000 points, right, the LOI, complete your qualification, or however you want to start. Just activate your account. You activate your account by purchasing something. Then you're going to get trained. I'm going to teach you how to do this. And you're going to find 5 people that will do what you will do. 5 initially. Not every month, just 5. Now we have a base of partners that we're going to work with. Then in your second month, you've got your 5 players. Now we are going to help train and support them to get 5 to do the same thing. Okay? Now you start to see a network growing. All of a sudden, your network is 4 times bigger in just your second month, right? And I've seen people in 2 months in this business make more than $9,000 in 2 months. Will it happen for all of you? No. Can it? Yeah. Depends on the quality of your network and how much time you're going to put into this. And then in your third month, here all of a sudden I've got my 5, I teach my 5 to do that, and then they teach their 5 to do that, and all of a sudden in 3 months your network is 20 times bigger. I had a woman in Iceland, which had one of the biggest economic recessions in the world today, right, before Greece, and in her third month in a country like that, she made $19,000. Within 6 months she had made over $150,000 with Nu Skin. The business model works. It just depends on the quality of your network and what you're going to do, So I hope this all makes sense to you guys. Often people ask me, okay, Jonathan, give me the inside scoop. How does this really work? And I'm like, no, man, it works just like this. The only thing I teach differently is like, hey, man, if you want, use more product. I personally use $1,000 worth of Nu Skin product every month. Can't you? If you've seen me, you would know how pretty I am. I'm kidding. But you build the quality, you build the network that you want to build. There are people that make, well, here's the average annual incomes. These have actually increased. This is an old slide. So we start with 5. You can see these dots, right? We start with 5. But in order to maximize your compensation, you need 12 key players, 12 strategic partners. The average person in the Nu Skin business with 12 strategic partners makes $50,000 per month. Now that's average. If you're an average person, okay, that's not too bad for a part-time business, right? At home. But there are also people with 12 key players that make $1 million a month. And that's just dictated by the sort of network that you set up and how much people are consuming, right? It's commission. But people will not do what you don't do. So I hope this all makes sense, guys, because now what we do is we get you started, contact the person that referred you to hear this information. And let me just say this, guys. Let's say you're considering this and thinking about people. Rule number 1, do not go and talk about this business to anyone yet, because you have heard this information for the first time. All you should do now is create your account, decide how you want to get started, and get trained by me. Okay, let me teach you how to talk to people about this. Otherwise, you will get rejected. And when you get rejected, you'll feel let down and you will quit before you've even gotten started. So don't do it. Give yourself an opportunity to have success in this. All right. And here's the best case, worst case scenario. The worst thing that could possibly happen to you in the Nu Skin business is this. You sign up, you decide to go fast, right? You get your kit, you order the products, you start trying to build a network. We go through 50 people, plugging them in or meeting me in person or whatever. They all say, no, this is bullshit, I don't want to do it. All right, fine. Well, then send your product back, get your money back, and never talk about Nu Skin again. That is the worst possible thing that could happen to you in this business today. For real, that's real. Now, the best thing, you sign up, you go fast, you actually use the product, you look amazing. We go through 50 people together. A bunch of them see opportunity. A bunch of them want to try this and do some things. All of a sudden, you start making 10 grand, 20 grand, $100,000 a month. Is it worth it to come in and try something like this and have that success? And if not, whatever, get your money back and never talk about it again. Because that's really how this business is today. That's really how it is. All right, guys. Well, it was wonderful spending time with you today, and I look forward to talking to you all soon. I will talk to you later.